Charles Darwin wrote thousands of pages about how plants and insects interact. He believed nature was a system of fair trades. But when it came to the cunning mechanics of flowers like this, he got it completely wrong.
Welcome back to Rarely Obvious. Today, we are looking at the Water Avens. To the naked eye, it looks like a sad, wilting plant with a fly resting on it. But what you are actually watching is a highly engineered fortress and a masterful biological deception.
Before we talk about the deception, look at the architecture. Why does this flower point straight down at the dirt? It lives in damp, heavily shaded, rainy environments. For a flower, its pollen is its legacy. If rain washes into an open petal, the pollen is destroyed, and the plant cannot reproduce. So it built an umbrella. By bowing its head, the petals form a waterproof bell. The inside stays bone dry no matter how hard it rains. But locking your pollen inside a downward-facing vault creates a massive problem. How do you get pollinators inside? The vault isn't designed for just anyone. It requires a specific physical key. Enter the bumblebee. It is one of the only insects with the exact mechanical specs needed to breach this flower. It has the heavy mass and the intense grip strength required to hang completely upside down, pry the thick petals apart, and force its way inside. The bee does the heavy lifting, and in exchange, it gets access to a rich pool of nectar hidden deep within, packing pollen balls onto its legs as it leaves. The flower built this downward-facing vault to protect its pollen, creating a closed VIP system. It created to allow only one specific guest inside, the bumblebee, who has the brute strength to pry the heavy petals apart. Or not.
But life never leaves a vault unchallenged. This insect isn't a bee, and it's not your average fly. If you look closely at its face, you'll see a strange, elongated beak. This is a Snout Hoverfly. It doesn't have the brute strength to push the front door open, so it have a custom-built lockpick.
Hidden inside that snout is an incredibly long, specialized tongue. By hanging upside down on the very edge of the petals, it uses this tool to bypass the flower's heavy security, threading it through the tiny gaps to siphon out the sweet nectar hidden deep inside. The flower have a deeper vault. The fly have a longer tool. It is a silent, microscopic arms race happening right in front of us. But unlike the heavy bumblebee, this delicate lockpicker never has to push inside. It avoids the pollen entirely. It drinks the plant's hard-earned nectar without doing a single bit of the pollinating work in return. And this is exactly where Darwin's rigid rules fell apart. He studied specialized flowers like this and believed they were flawless, closed systems. The flower provides the nectar. The bee does the pollinating. A perfect win-win partnership. He assumed the vault was foolproof, locking out everyone else. But he underestimated the thieves. Darwin didn't realize that in nature, there is no such thing as an unbreakable lock.
But insects aren't the only ones who were drawn to the unique chemistry of this plant. For centuries, humans had their own use for it. If you were to dig up the roots of the Water Avens, you wouldn't smell fermenting fruit, you would smell cloves. Long before hops became the standard in brewing beer, medieval brewers used the roots of this exact plant. They called it clove root. It was crushed and steeped into vats of ale to give it a rich, spiced flavor, and its natural compounds actually prevented the beer from spoiling.
From outsmarting the greatest minds in science, to hiding microscopic lockpickers, to flavoring ancient ales, there is an entire world of history and engineering hiding in a single drooping weed. You just have to know how to look for it.
Ratty obvious.